Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a Sprite pie. Sprite. A lemon lime flavored soda, Sprite. And this apparently was made on TikTok. So many of you lovelies, thank you so much by the way, got in touch with me telling me and asking me, requesting me to make this Sprite pie. So the inspiration for today's recipe comes from Kitchen Tool over on TikTok. Now initially when I watched this video without any sound, I thought this was absolutely bogus. Then I listened to it with the audio on and it seems like a very legitimate recipe. And of course when I researched it, I discovered this is just a slight adaptation from a recipe that I found on the Southern Plate. I'll put a link down below. The original recipe is actually a water pie. It's a desperation pie. I made a version of it before and it was originally made during times when resources were scarce. So instead of using milk and eggs, it uses water, sugar, butter, a little bit of vanilla, and some flour. Based on my previous experience making a water pie, I think this one's going to turn out just fine. I'm just very, very curious to see what a Sprite pie tastes like. How much of that lemon lime flavor will remain? And does the effervescence or the carbonation in the soda affect the pie at all? I'm imagining it's going to be quite sweet because this, of course, has sugar in it, and we'll be adding additional sugar as well. But we won't know what this really tastes like until we actually make it. So let's go ahead and do this. So in a bowl, we need 1 cup of sugar. In order for the custard to set up, we need some sort of thickening agent. So in this case, it's going to be flour. And we need 4 tablespoons. Boop. Boop. Break up any of the sugar and make sure the flour is well incorporated. Behind me, I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So Kitchen Tool does not tell you exactly how much butter to use to make the Sprite pie, but I'm going to be basing my amount on the Southern Plate recipe for water pie, which is almost identical to the TikTok recipe, except it uses water instead of Sprite. The amounts are exactly the same. So it calls for 5 tablespoons of butter, and they cut it up into 5 pats, but Kitchen Tool actually grates it. So I'm going to be doing that. And I'm just going to use a vegetable peeler to grate this into little pieces. This will allow the butter to distribute evenly. Next, we're going to need a frozen pie crust. I've let this thaw in the refrigerator. 1 can of Sprite. This is 1.5 cups or 12 ounces. We're going to pour this directly into the pie crust. Bonkers, so crazy, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Love that sound. Ah, Sprite. As a kid, Sprite and 7-Up were the only fizzy sodas that I could drink. My mom was not into anything that had any dyes or coloring, so that takes me back. In goes the Sprite. Oh, haha, you see that? Crazy. I've placed the pie crust on another pan that's lined with some parchment, just in case this bubbles over. What a great sound. We're going to take our sugar and flour mixture and sprinkle this over the top. Kitchen Tool says in their video to do this slowly because there'll be lots of fizzing. Southern Plate says that you can do this with a spoon or you can just sprinkle it with your hands. So 2 teaspoons of vanilla, our 5 tablespoons of butter, carefully distribute that so everyone gets some butter love. So something that you see in the TikTok video but is not explained is there's a little rim of foil. And the reason why we have that is that this crust will probably tend to brown a lot faster than the rest of the pie. And we don't want to burn that. So there are gadgets called pie shields that you can purchase that cover the edge of your crust so it doesn't over brown. And this is another reason why I think Kitchen Tools saw the original recipe from Southern Plate, because they tell you how to make your own pie shield with a piece of foil. Cover the pie. Then take a paring knife, cut an X into it. And peel that back. And that will protect your crust, but allow the middle to still bake. Now we're going to place this in a preheated 400-degree oven for 30 minutes and then reduce the temperature to 375 and bake it for additional 30 minutes. And then we're going to let this cool completely and then refrigerate it. That's really important for this pie because we want the custard to have some time to set up in order to slice it. Alrighty, my lovelies, I will see you in a few hours. Alrighty, my lovelies, I am back. I am bespectacled. It has been several hours since I created the Sprite pie, and now we're going to give it a taste. As soon as this pie came out of the oven, I took it outside where it's a pleasant 39 degrees and let this cool off, and then I placed it in the refrigerator to let it chill further. And this is our result. I have to say, it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and remove the foil. And I do believe this is a good idea because this did definitely want to brown faster than the rest of the pie. There it is. Dun da da da, the Sprite pie. Looks pretty good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and cut into this. The middle looks a little bit wet, but as I'm cutting it, it looks pretty solid. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Itadakimasu. That's pretty good. It is very, very, very sweet, but it's buttery and sweet and vanilla. It's a very chilly pie. We did get some custard. There's a great taste of butter and vanilla. I'm trying to detect any Sprite. I'm not tasting any lemon lime, but it's actually pretty tasty. It is. The crust on the bottom is tender. You got this kind of gel in between that's buttery and vanilla, and the top has a kind of a little bit of a crunch to it from the sugar and the flour that we sprinkled throughout it. I think it's just the sweeter version of the water pie. This tastes exactly like a sugar cookie, an eggless custard sugar cookie pie. That's what this tastes like. So the 2 teaspoons of vanilla that we added in here definitely overpowered any of that lemon lime flavor from the Sprite. I'm not detecting any of that at all. No tartness either. There you have it, my lovelies, the Sprite pie. An actually surprisingly pretty tasty dessert. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye.